Share.
Affinity Extra. Be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast may not be aligned to those of Affinity Extra.
Yeah, guys, this is your boy here, Roger Moore here on Affinity Extra. We're here to be extra now. I am going to be doing a podcast today. I just thought I had to just keep it with the video vibes, man, and just drag two man into this one anyway. So because we just seem to have weekend after weekend when we've been told there's no institutional racism, and we just seen the institute come back in its best. Yeah, so this is Roger here on the Van Marino Show. I'm going to touch base with all things of colour with my esteemed guests, DJ Marx and Anthony Young. Now we're going to touch some sore subjects called league fixtures, but we want to get that out of the way first, and also want to talk about, you know, black footballers that are doing really well, i.e. I keep on saying it, Lakuku and Young seems like they're going to win more medals outside Old Trafford than inside Old Trafford. We saw the amazing I would say Man United youth system kicking at Old Trafford. Welbeck scored to start off with, then Greenwood and Rashford scored. So it's good to see the brothers come through there. But at the same time, we want to highlight what's happening in Europe, and also we do not want to be just coming from again a perspective of, oh, England is so great. No, it's not. Yeah, and we want to like almost look at, you know, okay, it's like open season on black players. You know, we will cuss off players like Fred straight. I'll cuss off Fred every week, but to go to the man's racial colour as a anyway, guys, that for me is just below, way below. But we'll be breaking that up and looking into that, man. But first and foremost, guys, how are you guys doing? Let me make sure I got some good volumes with you guys. You there, bro?
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, there. You ready, man? Okay, then. So, guys, I want to kick off with the Chelsea game. I don't know what you saw the Chelsea game. I don't know if you was impressed with the Chelsea game, or whatever. But I was driving back from football, and all I heard is, "We can't believe it!" Bang! Robinson again! I was like, "What's going on? Robinson again? Robinson don't play for. You know, Robinson in the academy at Chelsea, and." And my next one is 5-2 to the Baggies. Now the joke was
Chelsea. Massive that is
the team that hasn't let no goals in. Has not let no goals in. You know what I mean? Tight. You know what I mean? And I don't know what you guys have played football like me. When you go down to 10 men, that's when the real ballers come out for me. That's when everybody goes, your centre midfield now does two-man job. You know what I mean? For me as a centre midfielder, I remember one time we got in the final, we went down to 10 men, and me and this other dude said, listen, don't worry, one striker and we have to be everywhere. You know what I'm saying? And you just beast at the game and we won the game. You know what I'm saying? With 10 men. So 10 men is for me not an excuse to lose 5-2, especially if your top team and their bottom team. How many times, Anthony, have you seen likes of Man United, Arsenal, the Liverpools of the world have 10 men and still see the game out, or like, you know what, let's get a 1-0. You know what I mean? Some teams actually go more aggressive, actually more effective with 10 men. So just want to make sure people don't realize that 10 men is not always an advantage what people sees it out to be. But how are you guys, apart from smiling about the fact that Chelsea lost, let's go straight to Anthony. What are you saying about that result there? Was that a shocker? Was that what's going on?
I didn't watch, to tell you the truth. Well, I'll deal with my cousin Marcus in a minute. after my team's results, I didn't watch no football because I was just waiting for match of the day. Then obviously the late kickoff on Saturday just put a dampener. Match of the day was not getting watched. Let's just put it out there. But anyway, going back to the game, bro. I nearly choked because I had to say, have they made a mistake here? Is it Chelsea 5, West Brom 2? Is that, you know, I had to really check it. And then Stamford Bridge. I don't want to hear about the 10 men. And I'll say this because I remember back in the days, remember when Arsenal every week used to get a player sent off? Every week. Vieira's days, every week Arsenal, down to 10 men. We used to play, I used to pray that we get players sent off because we used to play better as a 10-men unit. Tony Adams at the back used to put the players where they needed to be, and we could 1-0 to the Arsenal with 10 men, 2-1 to the Arsenal with 10 men. We used to win games with no problem. As I said, it came across to me that we was better with 10 men. So as he says, Raj, it's Chelsea. It's not like it was West Brom versus a Fulham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about a team who's aspiring to go to win leagues, a team who's aspiring to finish in the top 4. You know, so because you've got a one-man disadvantage, is that how much you crumble?
Yeah.
Is that how much you crumble because you got one player sent off? Come on, bro. So then you got to look at your manager. Where's his tactical astuteness? And then draw it to the Bible. What does the God's, you know? The test is not when everything's going good for us, do we praise God? It's when everything's going against us. That's when we see the God in us. When everything's going against us and you can still get up and praise God anyway. You understand? And it's the same kind of motive, you know. We got down to 10 men. What? And what? Boom, let's go. There's no excuses. Can I just ask you, when Chelsea went down to 10 men, what was the score?
It was what? It wasn't Chelsea winning. Chelsea was winning when I believe Chelsea was winning. They was winning 1-0.
So because Chelsea have gone down to 10 men, they've conceded 5 goals.
Basically, yeah.
Shocking. Well, it's going to be interesting what Abramovich says because that never happened to Frank, and I'm sure Frank Lampard's Chelsea went down to 10 men in games and they didn't get no 5s.
And the joke is, you know, I watch the goals and Mendy's in goals, yeah? And you know what it is, guys, yeah? I want to throw this out because we always talk from a black perspective, yeah? People don't trust black goalkeepers. I don't care what anyone says, yeah? As soon as you see a brother in goals, yeah? Mendy, yeah? He's already on -5, yeah? Straight away. And they're already discussing now the replacement for Mendy. Like he's
looking at that Donnarumma.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm like, hold on a second, yeah? And I saw the finishes. Mendy had no chance with any of them finish, literally no chance, yeah? And I'm thinking, hold on a second, Mendy's going to be scapegoat now. You know what I'm saying? To get Donnarumma, and this is another thing is, and what we keep on saying, we as black people have to be twice, if not 3 times better on the football pitch to start. So I actually feel sorry for Mendy because every mistake he does, let's look at Alisson the other day. Alisson made 2 glaring mistakes when we played. When they played, who did they play? And they got Burnley.
Yeah.
But when he passed, Man City was the worst one. Alisson made 2 mistakes that I ain't seen no goalkeeper made this season in literally 5-10 minutes. Yeah, but Klopp stood up and says he is my number 1. Yeah. Back off, everyone, yeah? But nobody, if Mendy made a little mistake against Arsenal, I don't know if you remember, and against Arsenal versus Chelsea. And
yes,
yeah. And straight up, you don't hear Tuchel or Lampard tell around and says, he's my number 1. They just say, oh, Kepa's in the wings, you know what I mean? Want to make sure he's in the mix. It's just so amazing how, you know, the goalkeepers of colour don't really get the props. But that's just my observation. I know DJ Marx is probably celebrating, thinking that Liverpool will get into 4th when he saw Chelsea.
No, listen, not at all, because for me, I'm looking at it and people have been saying to me, you guys are up to 4th. I said, that means nothing. We're up to 4th year, right? All the teams behind us have games in hand and are like 1 point behind us. As far as I'm concerned, if Liverpool finish above 8th spot, you know, I'll be surprised. That's my honest opinion. As for the Chelsea game, I mean, I definitely agree with you guys. There's no excuse for the whole 10-man thing. And then obviously, like we said, you look at other teams that have gone down to 10 men and how they've managed to still manage out the game, which is why I suppose I'm now looking at situations beyond that game. And I know literally that same week there was a massive bust up in the training between Rudiger and Kepa, and that's the reason they didn't play the game over the weekend. So I'm wondering if that's also affected the players, because there would have been other players involved in that. I just know from a footballing standpoint, when I've been playing football, if there's been an issue amongst the guys, even though we go on the pitch and we try our best to put performance on, that is still very much there, especially if there's a strain in the relationship with the manager as a result of that. So I'm wondering if that had a point to play. And to be fair, I saw the Chelsea game and I didn't really think Chelsea were even dominating that much. Even when there was they got the first goal at 1-0. I was saying that they got the first goal, I think, on the 27th minute. Red card around about the 29th minute. So they weren't really dominating the game. They got the goal, but I feel like West Brom had still been set up in a way to like get a result from that game. So for me, I think all the factors in that, I'm not really surprised at all. And as for the whole goalkeeper situation, if you know the history of Tuchel, he does that at most of the clubs he goes to. Once he comes in, he does a lot of reshuffling. So I'm not surprised he's kind of come in and thought to himself, you know what, I want to kind of bring in my own players. And kind of like build my own squad and stuff like that. So I mean, there is that as well. So yeah, man, I thought the game, I think West Brom from the start were playing a good game, even when they were behind. So
Raj, before you come cutting, one thing I will say though, with regards to Chelsea keeper Mendy, he didn't look that great from day one. You know, they bought him from this is again we criticised Liverpool with buying a £1 million defender. You're the league champions. Your previous winners a couple of years ago of Champions League. Why are you buying a £1 million defender and you're a champion? You're the champions of the country. Champions don't spend 1 million, bro. You're supposed to be. You go out and buy the best. You get the best. You get what I'm saying? So I was surprised when Chelsea bought Mendy in because they spent a lot of money on Kepa. A lot of money. They spent a lot of money on Kepa. You know, so okay, it hasn't worked out. You're not confident, whatever. But I haven't seen nothing from Mendy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not blaming him for Saturday or anything like that. But from what I've seen, sometimes he doesn't fill me with confidence. I'm not a Chelsea fan. I'm just looking at him, like you say, from a black perspective. This geezer's not. He's putting himself in a position where he's going to get pelters. You know, he's going to get pelters because he don't look that stable to me. He looks kind of weak as well. Sometimes he looks. He don't look the strongest of keepers. You get what I'm saying? I'm not disrespecting his goalkeeping ability. Plus, I think a big factor from it was he come from Rennes, where Peter Cech come from, and I think it was more a brethren thing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
On top of that, though, I think there was an issue regarding the whole keeper from even before, because if you guys remember that game, I can't remember what team they were playing now, where Kepa refused to come off the pitch. And
the cup final. It was the cup final.
And I think from that moment, it put a stain on him where I think they'll probably look to like make someone move in from then. Because if I'm a manager and this is going out to the world, and I'm telling you to come off the pitch and you're refusing, the whole world is watching you refuse to come off the pitch here, right? You know, for me, you know, even Abramovich, I'm thinking, you know, I'm not the manager, but, you know, I've paid my money for you, and if that's the disrespect you're showing, I don't want you to be hanging around there. I'll be looking for a way to get someone to take that first spot to get you out of the club. You know what I'm saying? So,
for real.
No, that's a valid point. Yeah, there's one thing is, man, when you don't imagine doing it with Ferguson or.
Bro, Fergie would come on the pitch. Rough body and drag you off himself, man. Don't play. But, you know, them things. Certain managers, Brian Clough, you couldn't do them things to Brian Clough. You're mad.
Bro, imagine what I can say. Brian Clough would get his own gun, you know, bro. He'd get his own gun from his pigeon shooting, bro, and just shoot it on the pitch, man. You know what I mean? And that's actually a valid point. But I do think, you know, talking about the Chelsea vibe and the Chelsea thing, there's just a missing of the character, and people keep on saying it. Like, I was listening to Carragher and Gary Neville, after the game on Saturday. I don't know why, I just had it on in the background, and you know, you're just there winding each other up over the England game, but they made a valid point. He says, okay, no, it wasn't them, it was James Pennant. He was at Liverpool in it. We're from Arsenal. He did Liverpool, and he said in an interview, he said he's more scared of Gerrard than he was of Houllier. He said Gerrard will pout to you at half time. It will be like this, yo, like, if you played rubbish, he's a captain, he will give you 100. He's not worried about Gerrard. So you don't see captains, you don't see Aubameyang going in there pouting players. You don't see Pogba. You say
captains are different nowadays, I think.
No, they're totally different. The captains were enforcers back in the day, and I feel that if there's a fight on the pitch, you can be in a punch up with Keane one day, and the next day,
he's backing you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, bro? Like, a fight's on, he's got your back. He says, draw the white line, I walk over it, I play ball game. That mentality hit York and Cole when it came to Sheringham, because don't forget, Cole and Sheringham, they never talk. But the mentality that Keane set is, I might not like it off the pitch, but on the pitch, you're my best baller. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I'm backing you. I'm 100%. Rudiger, we have to show, he's probably the best defender that Chelsea's got right now. You know what I'm saying? I know Chelsea fans don't want to admit that. They always talk about Aspilicueta or they're good players, but we have to show Rudiger is the best defender that have actual strong man defender.
No, I agree with that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But they struggle with that because they don't want, they don't want to read it. They don't want to say it too loud because, he's a blatant black German, which is a weird combination as it is. You know what I mean? And whatsoever. So for me, Chelsea's got a bit. They're gonna go through a bit of a transition at the moment. I believe it's gonna be tough, but transition. But you have to go to. I watched a bit of Lingard last night, man. The other night, man. Coming through, man, and Antonio and West Ham, man. These old teams that we would never want to support are coming. You know what I'm saying? Is West Ham gonna end up fourth? Let me put it out to you guys. Go on, Marcus, what you saying, man?
I don't know if West Ham going to end up fourth, but they're definitely giving a good count to themselves in terms of getting into that spot. I mean, when you see your challenging, I mean, West Ham wouldn't have set out to finish fourth. Let's be straight. You know what I'm saying? But the players have come this season. They've played a good game. They've got in the right manager, I believe, that is there now. And they've got in some key players, which I think I'll put in a performance for them. And let's be honest. People like Lingard and other guys that they brought in, these guys were guys which were fading at clubs they were at before. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. For whatever the reason might be in. But they've been given a second chance here, right? They've been allowed to play their style of football on the pitch. Because Lingard, let's not kid ourselves here. The guy has got some talent. He's got some skill. You know what I'm saying? He's got the ability to go past players. And I think at United, he was being suffocated. One, because I think that the level he wasn't ready to raise to, and secondly, he just wasn't allowed to play his style of game. And I think that's the similar kind of issue that we see with Martial over there as well. But that's another issue in itself. But yeah, I think West Ham, I'm not sure I'd say they would finish fourth, but they're definitely giving themselves enough to say, you know what, we can challenge for that, and if not, we'll still be in like Europa. You know what I'm saying? So.
I hear what you're saying. For me, Lingard is like a Dion Dublin for Man United. If you're gonna play for Man United, you know where you sit. You're filling in gaps, yeah. But when you go to Aston Villa and Coventry City, you're the big baller of the team. If you know what I'm saying. When you play for Man United, Arsenal, you already got pressure on your shoulders that you don't have. You think
at the smaller clubs,
people don't realize that mentality is a massive part. I'll never forget. You remember? I don't know if you got. I remember USA World Cup. We mentioned funny thing we were talking about, and I never forget the finals and the penalty shootouts. Yeah, I don't know if you probably remember any Anthony. You remember it, Marcus? USA and Italy versus Brazil. And that game, you always get to the finals, and it's about mind. It's not about ability. It's about holding your body together. Yeah. You got Romario, but it's tight game. You got Roberto Baggio. Roberto Baggio had a patched up hamstring. You know what I'm saying? He was straight injured. Played 90 minutes, another 30 minutes on top. Yeah, still could have scored in the main part of the game, and he did the one mistake he made all a game. You do not try and hit the top corner bins. When you got a hamstring problem, you hit the bottom corners, and he just did that slightly out. But that was in your head, your mentality to hold up them pressure. Certain ballers can do that. For me, man like Del Piero, he would never ever be a Baggio. That's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? And who else did they have some false? I couldn't false Baggios.
Totti.
Yeah.
Del Piero.
Yeah.
Zola's,
yeah, man. He's a fake.
They were blessed at that. They were blessed with those number 10s. They had a few players. Don't get me wrong, Zola, big baller.
Yeah.
Totti, big baller.
Yeah.
Mancini, big baller.
Yeah.
These were all round Baggio.
True.
All round the Baggio, but Badger was at least 5-10 steps for me.
Yeah.
10 steps ahead.
Yeah. Divine
Divine
ponytail, man. Divine ponytail. But the thing is,
I mean,
they're just big ballers. You can carry your nation on your shoulders. Yeah. These big, you know what I'm saying? And when you're at Old Trafford, and this is my concern with Man United, Martial can't carry nobody on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Martial needs to play for Rennes or Lille. You know what I'm saying? Or teams like that, man. You know, it doesn't have weight. You know what I mean? Greenwood, it'd be interesting to see how he comes through. Rashford, he's doing all right. You know what I mean? I agree with you about Lingard. It's great. I believe he's got ability, but I just think that the pressure of Man United, it's like you gotta, like some of the ballers, like look at Bobby Moore. Everyone talks about him as a greatest, but he had pure double-play drama going on in his personal life. Sometimes, you know what I mean, your personal life do not go on the pitch. Some people can take it, some people can't. You know what I'm saying?
You know what though? I think because I remember watching people like Martial, Rashford, before they even hit the first team for their respective clubs, and the stuff that they were doing in those, like, you know, under 19s and whatnot. I haven't seen that same stuff transition into the first team. So I'm wondering if it's more a case of they've been made to play a certain way, which is limiting them, which is obviously causing this thing of, you know, that they can't, you know, carry weight on the shoulders, rather than them actually having issues. Because again, I'll give you an example. Sterling, I watched that guy literally from the time he was 14. Do you know what I'm saying? And the same stuff he was doing, like in the under 19s, under 17s year, right? He came into the first team and they allowed him to do the same thing. Gone into Manchester City, right? And they're literally allowing this guy to play his game. And I think that's a very big difference, because Martial, the reason he got brought into United is because he was going past players, he was scoring goals and all that kind of stuff. So how are you going to suddenly come to United and now you're not doing none of it? You know what I'm saying? There's something that's happening, I think, behind the scenes, whether it be in the training ground or the managers are telling him a way they want him to play, which is limiting on and not displaying his full array of talent on the pitch, because that Martial at Man United is not the Martial I saw before he came.
True still. Real talk. And with regards to Jesse Lingard, like I said on my message, for me, I agree with what you're saying, Marcus. Jesse Lingard's got talent. I remember when he was on loan at Birmingham City, and I think in his first game, he scored a hat-trick on his first game.
Yeah.
4 goals, actually. I think he scored 4.
I think it's 5, you know, bro.
I know he scored a bag of goals in his first game. That's all I remember. Jesse Lingard, and people say, watch out for Jesse Lingard, from Man United. Now, I just think, like he says, Rog, big clubs expect big things of players. And Man United, he's come through Man United, and he's come through after the likes of the Ronaldos, the Tevezes, and all those great players. Now, but the expectation is still the same. You know, Ryan Giggs, you have to live up to the Ryan Giggs, local lad. The Ryan Giggs is the poster boy for that local superstar.
Yeah.
The Nevilles, the
Scholes,
class of 92.
Yeah.
I just think for me, Jesse Lingard ticks all them back, but he'll never get that at Man United. He'll never, because of the expectation, and I just don't think he's got that ability. At Man United, you just got to have that bit extra. You can't be just the normal, but you got to have that X factor about you. If you look at all those players, Tevez had X factor, Ronaldo had X factor, Cantona X factor, Giggs X factor. Jesse hasn't got X factor. He can have a good career on his pro, but I don't think he's at that Man United level for me.
Yeah.
West Ham now, he's gone to West Ham, he's come from Man United, he's got a bit of a name. So for them now, he's a big baller at West Ham. You get what I'm saying? He's a big baller at West Ham.
Yeah.
You know, he's got Mark Noble and all them. He's got Mark Noble and the kind of pieces around him. You know what I'm saying, fam?
Yeah.
He's got what's his Manuel, the number 10 for West Ham, scored that big goal against Tottenham.
Lanzini.
Yeah. That's it. Lanzini, he's a baller. But Jesse's playing ahead of him.
Yeah.
But it's because he's making a difference. And like Mark said, you know, and it's the same with Moyes going Man U. Man U was too big for him.
Yeah, 100%.
It was too big for him. You know, he's gone from Everton to Man U, the step up is huge, bro. That's a step up. Everton, there's no expectation. Yeah, we want to be challenging. We want to be getting into Europe, and we want to
beat Liverpool,
try and win a trophy, a FA Cup here or a League Cup there.
Yeah.
But there's not that pressure. Whereas Man United, Champions League, you got to be pushing for the league. You got to be going on all guns blazing. Now he's gone to West Ham. He's found his niche again. There's no pressure. The only pressure you have to do, stop him getting relegated. That's the only thing he has to worry about.
Yeah.
So he's done that. He's addressed it. Like he did at Everton, he's addressed it. And now they're pushing forward. So it's going to be, for me again, so he's found his niche. He's found his niche and he's excelling in his niche. But this is what will happen now. A big club. So Arsenal sack Arteta next week. You're going to have to give it to Moyes because of what he's doing at West Ham. But has he got that to step up? And that's what I'm saying. He hasn't got that step up in him. And that's what I think with Lingard. They found their niche. If Jesse Lingard's got any sense, he'd stay at West Ham. If he's got any sense at all, he'll stay at West Ham and do what he's doing. Because if he goes back to Man United, bro, Danny van der Beek is a far better player than Jesse Lingard.
And he's struggling.
And he's not even getting game anyway.
And he's Pinocchio. He's got pure splinters. And he's come from Champions League football, playing week in and week out at Ajax, to sit on Man United's bench. You understand? So why does Jesse then think I'm supposed to play then? If you got that colour of a player, you can't get in the team. Let's be real, Jesse Lingard can't lace up a Juan Mata's boots. Just be real, I'm just putting it out there. I have to be honest. Obviously, Mata's going on in age. But when Mata was Lingard, come on, bro. Mata come to England, won everything with Chelsea. He's done bits at Valencia.
Man.
And he's done things at Man United. He's getting on now, so people might have thought, Mata's dead though. But he's dead now. But Mata in his prime, when he was at Chelsea,
he was the beast.
He's a beast, bro. He's a player.
He was good, man.
And that's my point. Lingard hasn't got that about him. Them players have got that, or they had that X factor. Lingard's just done UVW. He didn't get to X. Bro. You understand? And I think with Jesse, he just needs to chill. He just needs to chill at West Ham. Know your lane. And know your lane, bro. Know your lane, know your role, and stick to your script. Stick to your script. Going to the West Ham, if West Ham have a great season and finish top 4, fair play to them, bro. Fair play to them. But you see, what I've noticed over the last few years, there's always that surprise team. Now, who was the surprise team last year? Sheffield United was the surprise team last year.
Look what happened.
Look at them now.
Struggling.
No, they're relegated, bro. They're not struggling, they're relegated. Let's have it right.
And they spent money, They spent money as well. That's a joke. They spent up the big money, got some players in, and whatever they're still. I think that people think spending money is easy. That's why I like David Moyes.
They got that striker from Liverpool.
Liverpool, Brewster. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Brewster.
He for me.
I bet you is regretting that move now.
He's a championship striker. To be honest.
I don't know. I think when I see him play for Liverpool, I mean, like you say, when you're around better players,
you look good. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying to you, take right. No, not being harsh on Sterling. I know we were bigging up Sterling, but Sterling is it's gonna be interesting.
Sterling still needs a box for me because some of the stuff he does is shocking. Some of his his finishing is still whack.
You know what I'm saying?
And some of his decision making he still needs a. For me, For me, if Raheem was my bridge, I'd say Raheem, bro, you're doing bits. You're in a good Man City team. But really and truly, you need a box, bro. Because some of the stuff I see him do, I think, what is wrong with this player? What his decision making. I've seen him in situations where lay off the ball, he's trying to shoot. And he's finished. He's just nah. And because he's at Man City, he'll get away with it.
Yeah.
He'll get away with it because De Bruyne will pull him out of the bag, or one of the Silvers will pull him out of the bag for him, or someone will get him out of jail, kind of thing. But I think he does make some. I mean, even when he's playing for England the other day, he's missing sitters, bro. Simple sitters.
But the thing is, and I always said to people, I said straight, if I was a professional footballer, I could be in front. If I had Kevin De Bruyne behind me, and I just trained fit and I was fit, I would at least have 3 open goals a game to shoot into. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So from when a man's giving you balls through, I saw his through ball to Sterling the other day. De Bruyne, 2 man, I slide on the floor against Leicester, bro. 2 man were on the floor and
did he
like,
score? Did he score?
Yeah, the end of the goal. Yeah, end of the goal.
Goal, but he went to Jesus. Jesus passed it to Sterling, and Sterling passed it back to Jesus. Everyone was too scared. But I know, say, if it's a big baller, it would have just gone bam one time. And, you know, like Cavani, them ballers there, they just bang the ball like Zlatan. Zlatan now passed to nobody in the box. He just trusts himself. I just need that slight opening. Let me go anyway. But listen, guys, I know time's going real quick in today's show, and I do want to hit the main subject I want to hit today. But I just want to touch base. This week we have Man City versus Borussia Dortmund, and we have Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Yeah. Now, Man City versus Borussia Dortmund, it's on today because we're recording the show on a Tuesday. So when people hear this, they're going to be like going, you guys are right or wrong. So we're going to put our neck out, yeah? So today we have Man City versus...
Man City all day.
Yeah, they're going to kill them. They're going to kill them.
Dortmund struggling, all in struggling in the league.
Yeah.
Struggling. Man City too strong over the 2 legs. I expect Man City to win home and away.
Yeah. Marcus called out. What you reckon the score?
Yeah, I agree.
I think there'll be a 4. I think there'll be a 4 goal difference. It'll be +4. Man City.
Over the 2 games?
Yeah.
Yeah, potentially. I don't think Dortmund have some good players, but I don't think they have enough defense to take out Man City. You know, especially in the form that Man City are now.
Yeah. But the defense
better teams than Dortmund are failing. That's how I look at it. Better teams than Dortmund are failing. True. Sancho, I don't think Sancho's playing. Obviously, the pressure's going to be on the wonder boy up front, Haaland. And we're going to see what he does. We're going to see what he does against the Premiership defence. It's going to be interesting.
Wow.
It's going to be interesting.
It's going to be, let's see if he can get the ball first, you know what I mean? But it should be true. But I do think they're going to get battered because Dortmund's defence is awful, you know what I mean? If you got awful defence, and Hummels must be, is he about 38 now or something? Hummels
almost must be that skate by now, bro, I'm telling you.
Bro, like, he's the main man, and you're thinking, if that's the main man, bro, that's going to get battered. This is the tough one now. Real Madrid versus football, you know, versus Liverpool. Yeah. Now, do I go for Marcus first? Yeah, let's go for Marcus first. Marcus, go on, put your neck out, mate. 3-0
to... No, it's a difficult one. I'll tell you why, because there's no hidden secret. Liverpool not having a great season. You know what I'm saying? We're not having a great seson at all.
You won the weekend?
We're not. Listen, I mean, I might give Ant I give Ant a bit of banter, yeah, right? But the fact is, Liverpool, regardless, yeah, right, I'm not having a great season. And right now, I wouldn't even say their football is great. Do you know what I'm saying? Our top guys our top 3 are still struggling to get goals. Thank goodness Jota's back, so we got some kind of a hope,
for real.
In that sense. But I mean, okay, our defense is looking a bit more stable now, but I'm still not reliant on it in terms of, you know, the guys that are there. Alisson's been a bit shaky this season in terms of his confidence. So there's so many factors to take in. Okay, Real Madrid are not the Real Madrid of old, but there's still enough about them to say they're going to come and cause Liverpool problems. And I think that they'll ask Liverpool questions, and I can't see our defence being able to answer them. I really can't. So I think Liverpool probably give them a better game away from home, because for some reason at home we can't get nothing at the moment. So I think we'll go away from home. We might maybe get a draw, but I think the end result is going to be Real Madrid through 2-3 goals difference. That's my personal opinion.
Interesting, bro. That's a very from a Liverpool fan. Enough respect, though. I respect your honesty, Marcus. That's one thing I have to give you as a Liverpool fan.
Hate you all like this, you know.
many Liverpool fans, just like Man United fans, a lot of them wear those rose-tinted glasses, brethren, that don't want to hear the truth. They can't see the truth through those glasses. But as a bin dipper, you're up there, brother. No, seriously. On a level, I have to give you enough respect because you talk the thing. You're honest. You don't get disillusioned because you can see some Liverpool. Oh no! Don't be stupid. We'll smash Real Madrid. You know, and realistically, is that what you really believe, or is just? But for me, remember when the draw was made? What did I say? I think, and I'm going to stick my neck out, I think Liverpool will go through. God saying no. I think Liverpool will go through, and I'll say why. Madrid defence, take out Varane, aging. Ramos for me, he's been living on borrowed time. Ramos is more of a striker now than a defender. It's all about taking penalties.
And free kicks.
And all them things. It's all about goals now. It's not about defending. I don't think Real Madrid can keep out Jota, Sane, Salah. I don't think that can happen. I'm telling you straight. Pace, they've got pace. Jota knows where the net is. Salah knows where the net is. And Mane, his pace alone, he's going to frighten Madrid. Midfield, the battle will be won in midfield. You got Casemiro, Toni Kroos versus Henderson, Thiago. That's going to be, for me, there.
It's going to be the battle there.
And even the keepers, Courtois, I've never really rated him. Courtois in my life. Never really rated him. So for me, and like you says, Madrid ain't what they used to be. Modric over the hill. Modric's over the hill. Toni Kroos is over the hill. I mean, didn't he play for Germany? He lost to Macedonia the other day. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
So for me, over 2 legs, yes, Liverpool. My only concern as a non-Liverpool fan would be the home game. But even then, I think Klopp can get a result. You know what? 0-0 at Anfield's a great result for Liverpool. I'll tell you straight. Because that puts the pressure on Madrid at home.
But Liverpool's away this week. First leg is away.
So
Real Madrid's at home.
If Klopp gets his defence right, I think they can get a result. Because Benzema's not frightening, bro. Benzema's not that frightening centre forward you're frightened about. For me, anyway. Yes, he's scoring. He's the top goal scorer for Real Madrid. But Benzema's frightening days have long finished.
The only good light which I'm really enjoying in terms of Liverpool at the moment is that we're now seeing Fabinho back in the DM role. I think that's a crucial position that we had to kind of like get fueled back again. And I'm hoping that for both legs, Klopp will play him, because sometimes he does this thing where he'll just put Wijnaldum, Henderson, Thiago in the midfield, and then leave Fabinho on the bench. And I think we will need Fabinho for both legs.
I think that's a good call. I think Fabinho can be, you see, for me, Fabinho takes out Casemiro.
That'd be interesting.
Fabinho takes out Casemiro for me. So that leaves either Modric or Kroos versus Thiago or Wijnaldum. And when you look at it like that, so you got Casemiro, Kroos, Modric versus Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Thiago. I'm going with the Scousers again. I'm going with this guy. Do you know what? African black. So I'm going with the blackness there. The blackness. I'm being real, fam. I'm going with the blackness.
But the only thing is, I would say, because I do want to close off this point, because you know what I'm saying, because we can spend all day talking about this one. But the reality show is that basically there's something about Real Madrid when it comes to these sorts of games. You know, a little bit of know-how. The dirty tricks. Like, let's be real. When Real Madrid beat Liverpool in the final, let's be real, it's not until Sergio Ramos done the dance to the goalkeeper. You know them old school park football dirty tactics, the game changed.
Salah. And he took out Salah.
He took out Salah and he took out the goalkeeper. Remember when he elbowed the goalkeeper and the goalkeeper couldn't catch the ball? He had concussion, I reckon. Remember the Liverpool goalkeeper, bro? That final.
Karius was making mistakes anyway. It didn't matter if he got the elbow or not, bro. What cost Liverpool the game was when they took out Salah, and if you remember, Liverpool players were stunned. They were shocked. They're like, we can't win now. It's like, that's what you sent a message to, we can't win now. But they took Salah out, and you saw it. You saw it on the pitch, because if you remember before that, Liverpool were dangerous.
Yeah, I know.
Liverpool were dangerous before that.
I was concerned.
So they took Salah out. From the took Salah out, it's like, that's when he had that phenomenal season. You took our best player out now. You took our shining light. And I think that's what transgressed to the rest of the team. It's like going back to when Arsenal Blues and the Eduardo injury.
Yes.
Arsenal just drained out of them. It just drained. You've seen it physically just drain out of them. It's like, how do we cut from here? And that's what I think happened in that game. Up until Salah got off the pitch.
I hear that,
Liverpool were there, well involved, and could have easily took it, but from there it just went downhill. But for me, as I says, over the 2 legs, I'm going Man City and Liverpool through.
Okay, over 2 legs, Man City and Real Madrid. That's where I'm going through. That's more my heart speaking, actually. But
I'm showing my non-bias there, bro. I'm trying to detach myself from the whole Liverpool blah blah. You know what I mean? I'm just being honest.
I'm struggling with that one.
Honest,
I'm struggling with that. So Marcus, what you saying? Man City, Real Madrid as well?
Yeah, I think Man City, Real Madrid. Obviously, my heart would love to see Liverpool go through. I think we need Liverpool to do well because we're not doing it well anywhere else. It would be great for my heart, heart-wise, to say Liverpool, yeah, we can go through and do something. But you know what? Even if we get past Real Madrid, I still don't think this season Liverpool have enough to win the whole thing anyway. So I think it's more about get as far as we can to get more money into the club.
Now, for real. Now, that's 100. Now, I want to deal with the last 20 minutes. I want to be dealing with this subject, which we always want to deal with, which is obviously our Uncle Tony Sewell or whatever his name is did a report with the government talking about institutional racism isn't really there. And and obviously I just circle football, and if institutional football isn't there, for me, FIFA all the way down into European FAs, we've seen the exposure of it with the whole situation with Cadiz and Deportivo La Coruña. Is it Deportivo La Coruña? No, it's Valencia. I know too many Spanish teams. So obviously, one of the young guys got racially abused, and then literally when they walked off the pitch, which everybody said to me, I was talking to my friends about the whole race thing, and I says, but Roger, can't you just walk off the pitch? Isn't that the rules now? I says, no, it's not the rules. It's not the rules to work off the big pitch. When we saw Neymar drag PSG off the pitch, it's because it was Neymar and Mbappe that kicked off. If it was I think at the time we even mentioned, I don't know if it's you, Mark, somebody said, I can't remember if it was somebody said that if it wasn't them 2 big ballers, nothing would have happened. But the reality show is that I think the footballer's called Decore. I don't want to definitely say his name anyway, but I think his name's Decore or something like that. Yeah, got racially abused, kicked off. You can see, when a man switches, what I mean, and he had to be pulled back. The guy that he was going for, that scared look, like he turned ghost. The man turned from Spanish to Swedish in 2 seconds. Man, he's going, oh sugar. And then you got the brother for Cadiz now with the beard, the number 3. He looked there kind of he's going sugar. You know what I'm saying? Because he in his face, when the brother's on the wrong team. You play that team and the brother's on the wrong team. He's on the racist team from the racist area, and he's the only one in there. And he's like, oh my gosh, I'm here as trade relations here. Shh, calm down. I know he said that, but don't say anything, please. Don't say anything. But players walked off, and then literally, it said that they were told you better get back on the pitch, or you lose more than 3 points. That's what the team was told. And then La Liga's trying to defend themselves, over the situation. Or saying it's not true, but this is the problem now. What we have, is that the fact of the matter is that FIFA does not have any real rules. It's not in the rule book about racism, and we're saying this, and it's like this. It's just not being dealt with. The Rangers, Marcus, you brought up the situation with the Rangers players that were done. Let's see what FIFA's done. It's 2-3 weeks later now, you know what I mean, and nothing's been done about it, because you know what I love, they allegedly had racial abuse. Everything's alleged, and I get the whole alleged talk and whatever they're still, but it's like, what's this cover-up job that they keep on doing? So we're going to have pure John Terry situations coming up forever until somebody draws a line and says, right, if he says this, if he does this, he does that, and we'll add more things to it as we learn and grow as human beings. But if somebody calls let's be real, don't use the N-word to any black player. It just full stop. I don't care if it's in your language, your interpretation. Footballers take out your language, full stop. And if you get a professional to come in and teach you to stop saying it, yeah, you get paid X amount of thousands of pounds a week. It's offensive to players outside of your country. If you believe it's cool in your country, you're paid to understand customs and ways of communicating. Yeah, but it goes down to it from when the big FA in La Liga, he's turning around, the Spanish FA is turning around and making a phone call, and you can imagine that phone call. They must have made that off the hot phone and go, yo, chairman, sort this out, mate. You know what I mean? Get them players back on the pitch, and the players went back out the pitch. The worst thing is they played good and lost the game. That, you know what I mean? I watch the highlights and Valencia was banging off, and then 5 minutes ago, Candice go and win the game. So for me, it's just like, yo, what's gonna happen next? Nothing's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I guarantee you, nothing's gonna happen to that player.
Bro, first of all, I listened to the report because I've done a podcast with my people.
Yeah. Same here, man. Yeah, man.
About Saturday, so that's coming out soon. But I was just trying to get it on my phone. I saw something this morning. They're talking about there's no institutionalized racism, and what they showed. I don't know if you've seen that black lad who got missing in London.
Yes.
Yeah. And whatever. Now, underneath it, the Metropolitan Police response was, if you, as these parents, can't find him, why do you think we as police can? Okay? No institutionalized racism. Okay. But let's go to Portugal. The girl McCann.
Yeah.
McCann.
Yeah.
Over £1 million has been spent to try and find McCann. She didn't go missing in this country. She didn't go missing in England. So how comes the Metropolitan Police of England has spent £1 million trying to find this girl who went missing in Portugal X how many years ago now? But hear what the Metropolitan Police said to the black family in 2021. If you as his parents can't find him, how do you expect the police to find him? So how comes they didn't use that same line for the McCanns who left their child unattended to go and yam food, and she got kidnapped or whatever, but over £1 million of Roger Moore's, DJ Marx, Anthony's money's been spent to find the picnic, but there's no institutionalized racism. There you go.
Straight.
There you go.
Straight.
We just leave it at that. We could just say, you know what, Raj, just pack up and don't talk. Pack up and don't talk, because that just tells you a lot. Okay, we'll go back to the football thing now. That same game, the geezer got a yellow card. He was racially abused. He got a yellow card for his reaction. He couldn't, when Valencia went off the pitch, his head was gone. He couldn't come back on the pitch. So Valencia suffered from that. Remember, they're the team who've been aggrieved, but yet their player couldn't come back on the pitch. Hence, as he says, Raj, they lost the game. So on top of it, you've been pressured to come on the pitch, and then you've lost the 3 points that they threatened to take off you anyway. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'll go back to what I've always said. In England, Spain, no matter where, until the team whose player suffers, we're never going to stop this out. Cadiz should have been the team. Okay, you've been racially abused the player, 3 points from you and a fine. That's what needs to happen. Once you see teams suffer because of their players' actions on the pitch, that's when you'll see a change. Until that day, nothing's going to happen, because any team can pay a 30 grand, 50 grand, 100 grand fine. Any team can play that, any team, apart from conference teams and all them kind of brought in. But what we're talking, the hierarchy in football, La Ligas, the Bundesligas, the Premiership, Italian League, all them teams can afford those little measly fines that they're giving out.
Yeah, 100%.
But once you start taking points off those teams, that's when you'll see a change. And until that happens, it's pointless. We'll sit here and we'll have these discussions and forums and opinions, and there will be every time. But until that happens, there's going to be no change, bro. Because until it affects the team, them teams ain't doing nothing about it. They ain't doing nothing about it.
And you know what, bro? You know what's so sad about this situation, yeah? For me still, it's like the ignorance, of, and I think like we've mentioned it before in our podcast about don't take the knee. I think this is season 4, black ex-professionals to really come in, and start burning down the whole place, because they got no jobs anyway. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. They got no jobs in the system anyway.
They need to
so
start opening
you know what I'm saying?
doors and letting people know what's really going on,
because
what really went on. Like Ashley Cole. Ashley Cole is on Monday night.
Somebody cussed off about him the other day, you know. Somebody cussed him off.
He's coming and telling more and more, but really, he's in a position to say, Ash, when you was playing in Madrid for England, what really took place? What support did you get? What did the English FA do for you? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, ask him about Terry. Ask him, wait, why did you stand up for Terry? You tell us, why did you stand up for Terry?
Let's put John Terry aside for 1 minute. Put John Terry. Don't get me started on the John Terry thing, because it's going to be chaos. But what I'm saying is, from a black player perspective, I think I'm not so sure. Right, Phillips was there. He might have been. I'm not sure. I think he wasn't in the squad that time.
I know,
when they played in Spain and the black players were getting the monkey chants on a serious level. Ashley Cole, I remember Ashley Cole and all of them. And it'd be interesting to say now, there's no need for you to be scared now. The FA can't do you nothing now. Talk the team. Talk the team. Rio Ferdinand.
That's what I was going to say, bro. In agreement to that, is literally, I mean, the whole thing with the racism, literally only, well, not even just racism, there's certain things that we want to see in society change here, right? And these things are not going to change without certain actions. I mean, regarding the report, I would like to see how in-depth that report was, because if you're telling me that you've done this massive report and you're not seeing institutional racism, you must have just gone around the corner and interviewed 100 people. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the only way that I can see that you can come to that kind of conclusion. And definitely where football's concerned, like you said, Roger, it has to start from the top. And the FA needs to make, there's no rule saying people can walk off right now. At the moment, it stands where, like, you know, a team can collectively decide together if they're going to make that stance, then the club will back their players. That's what they decide. But there's no rules in place. There needs to be something put in place from the top end to do that. And the fact is, we're saying that they should be doing, this is something that should have been done a long time ago, and they're not doing it. This goes to what Ant was saying and what you were saying, Roger. People now need to come forward and force their hand. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, correct.
The black players come forward, form something, right? Where all the black players, within the Premiership, within the Championship, all that kind of stuff, right, can come and be within this, whether it's a union, some kind of organisation or whatever, right? And they have a legal representation to say, you know what, if this happens, this is the result of it. Do you know what I'm saying? And even when it comes down to the consequences, I don't want to be, I mean, you see, for example, teams will be deducted like 15, 20 points here, right, for things like fraud or other stuff here, right, within the organisation. I think the punishments need to go to that level, because if you see like Man City at the top, for example, they're ahead by 15 points. And then it's one of their players that is racist to another thing, you deduct them 3 points. They ain't worried about that. They still got another 12 points to win the title. You know what I'm saying? It needs to be something that is impactful to the point that the club, everybody, even the fans, everybody feels it. Because that's the level it is. You know what I'm saying? So if you see you won your players, basically, you know, you're gonna lose the 3 points from that game, but in terms of your whole season tally, your club is now facing this. Because the problem is here, right? There needs to be something that, because if it's one player, right, within your club doing it, then that means your club has failed to address something amongst its players. Do you know what I'm saying? So the issue is not just that player causing it, but even the managers, the directors within that club, they haven't instilled something or put something in place to make sure that those representing them, are of a standing where they won't say and do certain things. I mean, we can't stop people's personal opinions behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? But when you see you hit that pitch, or even outside of football, when you see you hit that workplace, wherever it is you're at, and you're doing what you're doing, there needs to be something in place to like lock these things down. But right now, people are getting away with it for two reasons. One, like we said, there's no rules in place to stop them from doing it. And two, you know, black people on the whole, I still, you know, okay, we got Black Lives Matter and stuff like that, but what are we really doing? What are we really doing to say we're going to stop racism. It's not good enough just going on a march and putting our hands up and saying, you know, we're supporting Black Lives Matter. But what are we actually doing to make a difference in this thing? Do you know what I'm saying? We march for 2 weeks, everything dies down here, right? No noise is made, and then society goes back to doing what it's doing as normal. You know what I'm saying? And all that's left is people giving a knee on the pitch. Yeah. No, there needs to be something, that is radical on the whole.
No, 100%, bro. 100%. We gotta almost, and the thing is, we'll be seen as almost a case of radicalist the way we're talking. That's the scary thing about it. We just want to have equal, and it's seen as pure radicalist mentality. But the thing is for me, guys, it's okay backing up people saying, institutional racism. We're right in front of your faces in every set of, right to the church itself. Because I did a talk about this, and I'll just be real. How on earth can we have, we talk about institutional racism as Christians when we go back to our individual churches where there's black separated to white and Asian, everyone's separated by colour and creed? And if you can hold on a second, how can we talk about institutional racism when we look at our own institution that we love, and we love Jesus to bits, which is not an institution, but Christianity, the institution which we love, and we look back and it doesn't represent what we're moaning about, which, you know what I mean? But it's time for the guys, like I said, to start burning down the house. They're not getting the jobs. It's time for Michael Richards to say, stop laughing and say, yo, so Roy Keane, if Paul McGrath broke somebody like you did, he wouldn't get no work. But you still get work after you blatantly broke somebody, wrote a book about broking somebody, Haaland, that is, if you did not know. Go check it out in his Roy Keane's book, his first edition. But and you still get a job and you still loved. You know what I'm saying? But we get demonized after 1 second. You know what I mean? York gets demonized because, his things with Jordan don't really get well.
That's still going on now, bro. Let's not be twisted here. If you see, for example, Sterling or Wijnaldum or one of them guys was to go on the pitch and they were starting to be racist to the white players, right? I would go as far as to say you will start actually seeing players being released from their clubs.
Wow.
I believe that would happen.
Wow. Some Kaepernick flex, man.
I've said this for years, but sorry to cut you, Marx. No. But as it says, through all the racist talk, we've never seen a white footballer or white professional come out and say, I was racially abused by a black man. We've never seen it. We've never seen it because we are always the victims. We are always the victims. People of colour are always the victims. Yet we get chastised that we're unhuman. Remember, we come from apes and all these kind of inhuman things and everything. But yet we still have enough about us to still walk in love. We're the ones who get racially abused, but we still walk in love. We still go on the football pitch in love. You understand? And that's not because of your faith or anything. We just don't do it. You just don't do it. When we criticise our individual players, you'll criticise your Liverpool players, you'll criticise your Man U. We don't turn around and say, oh, the white boy, We just cuss him because he's crap. These other people are cussing them because of their skin tone, skin tone. Yeah. Teams are losing, the whole team's losing, but these fans will pick out the black players to go and racially abuse online. Yeah. And Roger brought, I remember when, I think it was the Burnley game when Alisson made some brick. Liverpool lost, but it was Mane and Wijnaldum on the front of the paper.
The Burnley game, You
understand what I'm saying? Because that's where it always gets pushed. But one thing I want to say, what Marcus made a great point, and I think it's massive. Manchester City got kicked out of the Champions League last season for financial fair play irregularities. Yeah, remember they was going to miss. Listen to what they got for financial fair play irregularities. So how comes a team can't get kicked out for racial abuse? Their fans, you can't control your fans because I know fans, clubs get fined for lack of control of fans. Fans that ran onto the pitch and they get fined. Can't control your fans. Yeah. You can't control your fans because your fans are making racial abuse to players. So why aren't we looking at those? Like Marcus says, looking at severe punishment. Because once you start putting severity in, that's when the clubs have to take stance. Yeah. The clubs have to make sure if there's any racism going on in our ground, we have to weed them out and deal with them accordingly. Because if not, we're going to get kicked out of Europe. We're going to get kicked out of rare. And as he says, it has to be a deterrent that makes you frightened.
No,
that makes you frightened. Like Marcus says, 3 points, 6 points ain't going to do it. If a team gets found guilty that their fans are racially abusing the opposition, they're getting 15-point fine, 15-point deduction. Look at them teams who start, they've had a 15-point deduction because of blah, blah, blah. That needs to happen. Then you'll see teams, now teams are starting to, we can't really, Man City can't oversign players like they used to because of financial fair play. Chelsea can't sign players like they used to because of financial fair play. Because they know if we do, we're gonna feel a pain. That's what needs to be put in to football with regards to racism. That needs to happen. So with your club, whatever club you play for, I use Man City, Chelsea, because I remember Chelsea abused Raheem Sterling. Chelsea should have been told, okay, blah, blah. First time it happens, you don't know, because they might think it's a bit harsh, but it's got to the stage now where we can't even look at it as being harsh. It's been going on football long enough, so whoever the first team is, you're getting it. If it's Liverpool, if it's Arsenal, you're getting it, I don't care. 15-point deduction, £5 million fine, because they're getting 40 plus million from the TV rights alone. So they're going to pay the fine. The fine's not the issue. Leave them where it hurts. That's the only time we're going to see change.
Yeah. Because like these fines that they give into clubs like, 100,000, 150,000, right? The directors of the clubs walk away with 5-6 times that amount in terms of bonuses.
More than that, man.
You know what I'm saying? just their own personal wage bonus.
I was in a podcast, and just in case, this is going to go into the YouTube version. So if you listen to Infinity Extra, it's called Now We into the YouTube version now because we've got an extension. But now, one thing I did, I was in a Clubhouse. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of Clubhouse, but everyone just go in there and have a great moment anyway. Yeah. But after the thing, there was a sports one, and my wife put it on, and she kind of make sure you listen to this. So I was listening to it, and you remember the basketballer in the wheelchair, the black guy Ade, and he does the different things for with the locks. A girl was on there talking about she was in the Paralympics preparing, as a black woman, because she said that she was a bit more, upper body strength, upper body is a bit more of an English compadres, and she felt really treated badly, and she came out to Paralympics training because the way she was treated. Ade did a classic and said, "Oh my gosh, I know you, I saw you there, and I never assumed to go to you and to mentor you, as somebody who knows how racist." When he gave his story about going to Spain and playing in Spain, and he had a coach on his side of the pitch or whatever they call it, and get caught, shouting at him, "You nigga," all game long. And the referee, they complained to the referee said, "Listen, it's character building." So he faced all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But yet, he never had the thing to say, Anthony, when you see you in a place there and you're the guy, and then you see a young brother come in the place, first thing they go, "You right, mate? Yo, any questions?" You have that thing. You should have that thing in you to say, you know what? It's a bit hard around here. Let me just, you see them tricks. We had a youngster, he played football with us on the weekend, and we playing a team there still, and the guy elbowed him in the face. He did the same thing to me, but I didn't fall for it, or didn't fall for his trick. But the youth got a yellow card, then got a yellow card again. Within a minute, got sent off. He's only 18, and he goes, "But you elbowed me in the face." But he's done your dance. He's got you off the pitch now, and we drew the game. We was 2-1 up, and we drew the game because he come off the pitch. But you have to learn. But the thing is, we're able to put our arms around the shoulder and say, "Listen, these are dirty tricks. You have to face that. You have to develop yourself." So for me, the mentorship ability of our guys in these levels is absolutely not good enough for me. And that's shouting at the guys. I love the Andy Coles, the Yorks, and these guys really going in on this thing and protecting the next generation and saying to them, "Don't accept this, don't accept that, don't accept this, because I broke through this, I broke through that, I broke through this, I done it for you." So I don't want to hear, because before Cole and York, Man United was not really a team that was cool with the brothers. It's when them two come along and smashed it, then people were like, "Yeah, man, all the brothers can come through, the Rios and all these guys can come in and get respected for who they are." You know what I'm saying?
That's why when you put that thing out with the players who've left Man U, as I said, all of the brothers have left Man U and gone on to do bits.
Yeah.
All of colour, Jesse, Lukaku, Memphis Depay, even the Latino, what's name? PSG.
Di Maria.
All of colour. So is it a coincidence? Is it just a coincidence that all those players of colour have had to dip from Man United to take their career upwards? It's a question. People are going to say, but we got Rashford, and Rashford came through. Yeah. But like Marcus says, what he was doing as a kid, he's not the same player right now. He's not the same player right now. Again, Martial, what's going on with Martial? Again, a black dude, talking about the black dudes are the ones who are Pogba, black dude, pressures on Pogba. You understand? So people have to ask, and I'm not saying Man United are racist, but I'm just saying, but we have to look at it, we have to ask ourselves, how comes these black ballers with the talents they've got are not cutting it at Man U? Why? What's going on at Man U? What's going on behind closed doors?
That's a good question, Rob. Especially where you mentioned Pogba, because don't forget, Pogba he started at United. You know what I'm saying? He left United, went, did bits,
come back to United,
and then now he's been, You
understand what I'm saying? So people have to ask those questions. What's really going on at Man United with black dudes?
But is it a case of, and let's be real, now things are slowly coming out, because I remember Jude Bellingham's came out the other day, and I know my friend talks to his mum because the sons played in Blues together, and his brother said, like, listen, man, he's getting abuse every week. Every mistake he makes, he gets racial abuse every week. Now in Germany, you know what I'm saying? They're gonna kill his mom. His mom's a black mom. They're gonna rape his mom, and that's the detail that they're coming into. Yeah. Now, you're at Man United. Now, let's be real, bro. You know what I mean? We as black people, we've kept quiet with a lot of stuff that we're facing off the pitch, yeah? And I'm not backing no Man United, but even Melo said himself, he's been to Man United games and heard stuff, and he thought, I am here, you know what I'm saying? And let's be real. People say, oh, Roger, it's not fair to say that. But if you're facing abuse that the other players aren't, for me, coming in for, or also back, you can't talk to anybody about, you don't have anybody to support you over, you're in a bit of trouble, man. You know what I mean? Straight trouble. So for me, is it a case that the untold, the behind the scenes pressure is killing off these guys?
Who knows? Yeah. Bro, until a professional or one of the, like he says, the ex-players come out and talk things, it's not gonna. And as I says, for me, I've said this earlier along, too many black footballers, for me, they're just soft and just weak, or they're just weak. Because I don't care. Me, I stay about, I ain't having it. I ain't having it, bro. I'm not having that, man. When it comes to my colour and skin, I'm not having it. Teams would have to be selling me week in, week out. Oh, I've been racially abused. I'm walking off the pitch, tops on the floor, and I'm gone. I'm down the tunnel, having my shower, if we're at home, in my car, and I'm gone. I'm gone. I'm gone. You want to talk to me, phone me at home, or come and check me. I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I'm not interested, bro, because, at the end of the day, you're talking about team spirit and this, that, and the other, but I'm being racially abused, but where's the support then? It's just pure excuse making. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm interested to know if, based on what you're saying, Roger, my man is going to say to himself, you know what? If I was in that situation personally, I'd be telling my agent start looking for a transfer for me from now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or depending on how long he's got in his contract, I'll say to myself, I'll run that contract down, then I'm gone. I'm not re-signing. You know I'm not staying around. I mean, okay, he's going to get abused even if he comes over here. Do you know what I'm saying? But I think let's not. There's more people of colour in this country than there is in Germany, in my opinion, right? So I think it will make a big difference for him being around and seeing a lot more people that look like him than being in Germany. So I think, for me, I'd be looking for my agent to literally look for a transfer and force it through for me now. I'll hand a transfer request in or run my contract down, but I ain't re-signing.
Yeah. This is what I'm saying. That's why I always use Chelsea as a great excuse. That's why all them, the drug bars, Kalu's, Alex, all those black guys who signed for Chelsea, all of them, they're waste. follow them, every one of them, and don't get me wrong, Drogba for what he's done for African football, I respect him big enough. But as a man, I have to say, Didier, you let the side down, and not just you and all those other black players who played for Chelsea, because none of you came and made a stance, bro.
Yeah.
The man got the whole world seeing your captain disrespect a man because of the colour of his skin.
And you guys shut up.
You didn't hear no players demanding to leave Chelsea. You didn't see nothing like we're just saying. These are the things that are happening, bro. But they're gonna say what we're supporting. Oh, the player supported the hold on. John Terry's the captain of your club. And as I said, from a player disrespects whoever, I don't care what team you play for. If a man disrespected a Liverpool player right now, I'm standing next to that player because at the end of the day, he's black like me. So you disrespected him, that means you're disrespecting me. That's how I take it. I take it personal like that. I take it personal.
There was enough players of colour in Chelsea at that time as well.
That's what I'm saying.
All them
Sturridge was there because I remember Sturridge was on the bench the day. He was on I've seen him on the bench. So all those black players were there, but none of them. And then Sturridge has gone from there to Liverpool. And we know about the Suarez thing. And this is what I'm saying. All those blatant disrespects, Patrice Evra. But Liverpool players are putting on t-shirts supporting. But Glenn Johnson didn't ask for a transfer. Sturridge didn't ask for no transfer. And they had that big black geezer that sold him to Valencia in the end. What was his name? Sissoko.
Yeah.
Sissoko.
Yeah.
They were there, but none of them asked for a transfer. And this is what I'm saying. Too many black players, spineless. They're spineless, bro. Oh, I can't do this. I won't support that because I'm going to lose my career. You know what? That's why you have to respect him, Muhammad Ali, bro. And this is what I'm saying.
Wow, my boy Muhammad.
You have to watch them kind of things, bro, because Muhammad Ali, look, it wasn't a race thing, but look at the stand he made. I ain't got no argument with the Kong, so I ain't going to strict him of his livelihood, bro. He didn't bow down. This is the difference. Didier Drogba, Ashley Cole, Glenn Johnson, Sissoko, all them geezers story. You bowed down. You saw a player get disrespected because of the colour of his skin, but you chickened out because you didn't want to lose your £100,000 a week or whatever. Muhammad Ali didn't think like that, bro. Muhammad Ali didn't go on like that. He took everything from the prime years of his boxing career. They robbed him, but he stood strong for his beliefs.
Yeah, man.
He stood strong for his beliefs, and that's what we're supposed to do as black people, bro. Stand strong. Bro, if you want to disrespect me, but don't make me know you're disrespecting me because of the colour of my skin, because I'm going to go buck wild. I'm not having that. You know, going back to this report, just a quick one. They were saying in this report, they were saying how the margin of black people getting paid to their white counterparts has been cut down dramatically since however long, to 2%. I'm saying this. Why are we being paid less than our white counterparts?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because of the colour of our skin. And we should be grateful, it's cut down to 2%. No. If DJ Marx is great DJ, he should be getting the same money as Pete Tong. Simple as. You can't tell me because he's black, we're going to give him 15,000, but because Pete Tong's Pete Tong, we're going to give him 18 because he's white. No. And this is where people are getting it twisted. And the final point I want to make, what's going to kill us with the report? Did you see how many black people they got to write the report? If black people wrote this report, go and check it out, fam.
Bro, Uncle Walker.
Out of 10 people, there's about 7 black people wrote the report. 7. You understand? So they're going to say, well, it was your people who wrote the report.
But that's the same thing as what you were saying, bro. That those people that wrote the report are very similar to the footballers that say, I don't want to lose my 100,000 a week.
Yeah, man. They're on 100,000 a year, man. The man are on big money in government positions, yeah. And like I said, when I saw the David Harewood documentary, and at the end, and he was arguing with that girl at the end, and she's saying, sorry, racism ain't as bad as it was in the 50s compared to how we were. It's much better now. And like, and I was talking to somebody the other day, an artist the other day, and she was saying her daughter is has gone through and has done really well, gone into a top school, and then she's gone from a school of colour to a school of non-colour, yeah? But you're gonna have to realise that it's not straightforward for just about this, how hard is it for us to break through into that barrier of education? And on top of that, I've been in places, the most educated person, and not even. So it's okay getting your education, but can you get the job? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I know as a black man, I know of being more qualified than everybody else, having a first. I remember somebody said to me, I was 2% away from a first. No, less than 2% from a first. And the only reason why I didn't get first is because my group assignment was rubbish. The guys that I was, you know, we just don't communicate, and it was just terrible. The guys we just never had no chemistry. And if I sorted that, I would have had a first. But someone said to me, Roger, if you had a first, nobody would hire you. So what do you mean? You're intimidating a black man with a first, coming in with an engineering degree. They're not gonna hire you. No way.
Bro.
And I'm like, yo, like, that's the reality that I had coming out of uni. Don't get a first, because if you get a first, you're unhireable.
Well, going back to education, I'll give you an example. They talk about no institutionalized racism, and I put this on my podcast that I'll share with you.
Yeah.
My youngest daughter, she's 25 now. From a young age, the teachers told me, Mr. Young, your little daughter Italia, she's very
on
up there.
Yeah.
She's on it.
Yeah.
From reception school in junior school.
She's one of them.
My daughter. If you spoke to my daughter from she was 5, what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to be a lawyer. She's always wanted to study law from she's a kid. Okay. So she went through junior school. I said to her, like a giver sister, do you want to take your 11 plus? Her older sister says, nah, Dad, that's not for me. I don't want to do it. Okay, cool, safe. Do you want to take your 11 plus? She said, yeah. So I said, okay, safe. We went for 3 schools. I think 2 of them were King Edwards and the other one was Sutton Girls.
Oh yeah, Sutton Girls, yeah.
There's a criteria. I think it was like 90. The 2 King Edwards was like 96% was the criteria, the cutoff. You know, to get through, you got to get 96% upwards. Sutton Girls was 94% upwards. Okay. She got, for the first King Edwards, I think she got 94%. Me and you would be chuffed with 94%, but fell short of the criteria, unfortunately. Sutton Girls, though, she got 96%. Criteria was 94. So she's in.
Yeah, she's in. Yeah.
Okay. They didn't offer her a place in the school because a white girl, and I'll stay, a white girl got 94. She got onto the criteria. 94 was the cutoff.
Yeah.
She got 94%. My daughter got 96%. They give the white girl the place because she had a sibling in the school. Yes, because she had a sibling in the school. My daughter's got 96%, fam. The white girl's got 94%, fam. But the white girl gets into the school because she's got a sibling.
That's blatant there,
in the school, bro. But they're gonna tell us there's no institutionalized racism. That's facts, and that's why I named the schools, because I care. And that's what happened. That's what happened. I appealed. I appealed and done everything. Oh, Mr. Young, well, that's how it goes. And no, that's not how it goes. She got 96%. Your girl got 94%. Now, if she didn't have a sibling, who'd be in the school? Oh, your daughter, obviously. So what's it got to do with the sibling?
Jesus. Bro, and that affects you, and this affects your life, and this is what I'm saying to people. It affects your life, and let's be my brethren. You know, it takes me going back to football. The academies around the teams that they're scared of is a London teams full of black boys. That's what everyone's scared of, the black boy academy teams, yeah? Because they got overgrown black youths that are fast, yeah? You know what I mean? They don't tell you, but that's Chelsea. Chelsea's the scariest team for a lot of academy teams because they got all them boys with big bushy hair and they got skills, techers, and they're fast. But the joke is, this is where you know things going wrong, because you notice these from a black dominated academies, yeah? And even if you see PSG's academy, black dominated academies, you see more black players in France than you do see in English football. But yet our academies are full, if not more fuller than France, of black players. But if you really look at certain teams, you're thinking, so where's all our black boys gone to? Yeah. So you can't tell me to hold a second. How can we run things in these academies? Yeah. But yet when we get to a certain level, we're not getting through. You know what I'm saying? If you look at the NBA, Americans are straight up. Their owners are straight up. Just can't. They're Donald Trumps. But the reality show is when they know say they got athletes. You watch NBA. Let's be real. They know who the athletes are. You know what I'm saying? You have four black guys and one whoever it's gonna be, Croat, Australian, whatever, you know me, out there still, whatever it is. You got the red boys coming through, the Steph Currys, the one coming through just to balance things out. But the reality show is that it's dominated by the black athlete, yeah. And the football should be now dominated. Get over it, people, with the black athlete, but they still don't give us them opportunities. Goalkeepers. From the days of Shaq at Asdop, they should have got over the fact that we can play in goals now. Yeah, from centre midfield. I said this the other day. How many centre midfielders do we see that are English? You don't see no Vieiras. You don't see because they do not promote enough. They don't put us in that position. We don't trust black boys at the age of 7, 8 to be our maestro, to be our Beckham, be our from the mid, our Scholes. They just haven't got the intelligence. They've got the pace, but they haven't got intelligence. So all these isms and schisms are still on top of us for us not to be as successful. You know what I mean? And it's frustrating. And it's there to it's there it is. And it's just like, oh, but we're meant to accept it. We're meant to accept it. Looks like Anthony's happening. What you gonna say, bro? So,
just this, Marcus, you should be happy. It's just confirmed. Varane is at the Champions League. He's got coronavirus. See, Varane was the defender that could save Madrid. He's out now. It's Ramos and whoever. Bro, Liverpool have to go through. I'm telling you now. They have to go through. Liverpool don't beat Real Madrid. Jurgen Klopp needs a box, bro. Trust me.
He gets sacked in the morning, man. He'll get sacked in the morning.
Trust me, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's just fresh from the reports there. From
Sky. That's from Sky Sports.
Oh, Sky Sports. Yo, that's going on TV. But listen, guys. Again, like I said, man, when we talk, we're going to race. We hope we see what happens with Diakhaby. What do you feel? Just on this last point, guys. The whole Rangers situation with the guy getting racially abused on the pitch, and they got pulled up. Let's have a guess. What FIFA going to do about this?
Bro, like Shaka Hislop said though, this is the problem you're gonna have. The black players saying I was racially abused. The white geezer's not going to come out and say, yeah, I called him a diss. They're not going to do that, fam. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
None of them are going to do it. Let's be real. They're not going to do it. So you're always going to have this problem. Now, Rangers says, oh, we got a witness. But, he's the teammate. He's going to say that. You're going to have that mentality and all this and all this. So it's one of those things where, boss, for me, like, let's go back to the Spain thing. Man's reaction shows that you broke. Even with the Rangers, his reaction tells you that something was said. The reaction, and that's what these people. But again, when they're going to the authorities, is there any black people in the authorities that are making these judgments? No, there isn't. No, there isn't. They're having some all-white jury or committee to make these decisions.
Yeah.
These are the things that need to change. You need to start all those things. When you're doing race relation crimes or anything like that, you have to have, if there's 12 jurors, 6 have to be black and 6 have to be white then to make it fair. That's the only way we're going to get fair play. But we don't get that. We don't even get that. So how do we expect to get fairness if it's the way it is? The way it is, it's set up. It's always going to they've overreacted. They've overreacted. You know, I don't think, from what I heard, the Spanish thing, he didn't use the N-word. He called him a black man. Apparently,
a black man. Yeah.
But the problem is, why are you bringing his colour into it? Full stop.
Yeah.
Why did you think it was okay to say, Roger, you're playing against Roger on the pitch and Roger said something to you. Oh, shut up, black man. Why did you have to say that? Why didn't you just say shut up, you knob or whatever? Yeah. Why did you have to say black? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, they automatically, they know what they're doing. They're trying to get me off my game. So they're going to mention that race thing.
Yeah.
I have this in work. I've got a court appearance in July.
Yeah, you were saying, yeah.
I told you, I was racially abused, and that's what they're trying to tell me. Oh, the kid he's called other people nigger this and nigger that. So that makes it right then. So because he's done that, I'm supposed to be cool with it. No, I ain't supposed to be cool with it. We ain't supposed to be cool with it. And as I says, until we get fairness, how are we going to fare? When you're doing these committees, make sure there's black players in there. Make sure there's black people on the committees. Make sure there's black jurors in the jury. All these things, you have to have it fair. Now, if a white geezer was up for a crime and the whole jury system was black, they're going to ball out, I think it's biased because they're all black.
Yeah. But the way around it's called.
They're going to tell us straight away. Yeah. Watch that film, Samuel L. Jackson. You ever watched it with Matthew McCauley with the rape his little daughter? Yeah. You know the film?
Yeah.
Look, and you see, why I use that? Because look how the argued and the jury, they had to change the jury and all sorts to get people of colour on the jury to make it fair. Because white man Sam ain't going to feel the pain of black man Sam. So, so when you're there telling your jurors, they ain't thinking blah, 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 because they've experienced it themselves. They know it. My granddaughter went through the same thing, or I got a friend who got a son who went. None of that. It's just white society living in their white little world, and they don't know that. They're oblivious to that. Yeah. So they ain't going to watch out and think nothing. You know what I mean? But it's just, it's just unfair. It's unfair. It's just totally unfair from the beginning. Yeah. So we're never going to get nowhere. So we've answered
the thing is, when you have the black people on the panel, the difference is it's like, for them, it's an experience. Do you understand? It's an experience. Do you understand? For the white people, it's a rumor. Big difference. Very big difference. When you see you experience something, then okay, you don't want to make judgments based on emotion, but there's other aspects that can come into it that make you realize the severity of it. You know what I'm saying? But for our white counterparts, it's no difference to someone saying, "Oh, I heard them two got into an argument the other day." You know what I'm saying? It's very much just a little rumor. So you do have to have representation on both sides because that experience brings that completely balances the whole situation in terms of understanding just how deep this thing is. You know what I'm saying? And like you mentioned earlier, and if when Valencia had that incident and the black guy went through the racism. When he's come on, it's not just affecting him now; it's affecting the whole team. You know what I'm saying? Because so there's all these things you have to kind of take into consideration, and they definitely need to make a change. I mean, for me, the most I think that's going to happen with this whole Rangers thing is a press statement and a few tweets saying that they're against it. That's it.
You might get a fine. Depends how you find them guilty, but it's going to be interesting because look, okay, let's go back to before you go, Raj. Look, the PSG game when they walked off.
Yeah.
Remember? Yeah. Now the linesman, he got I think it's a 6-month ban. He's got now.
Yeah.
He got a 6-month ban. So that's it. And me, personally, I thought it was a bit harsh for him. As a black man, you know what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
I thought it was harsh because I understood what he was saying. I personally blame FIFA. Because you can't be sending people to France, a multicultural society, Romanians who've got limited knowledge of these things. You live in Romania, you're living in a racist country because they don't know about blacks. How many blacks if we go to Romania tomorrow, we could probably count how many black people are in Romania.
They don't know how to refer to us. They don't know how to talk about
exactly. So you should know this. This is Champions League. This is going to the world. You know what's going to happen. So FIFA should have used enough common sense to say, let's send the English refereeing contingent to go and manage that to referee that game because there's going to be black players, white players, multicultural. It's Paris. We know the situation. You can't be sending some Romanian there with some limited knowledge, right? And expect. So when he's trying to identify the players, you're going to say, if there's 3 players over there, 3 blacks and 1 white dude, and you're trying to establish who said what, you're going to say the black player, or you're going to say, you're going to have to. You understand? And that's my interpretation of what happened.
Yeah. No, you're totally right. But the thing is, again, Anthony, it's diversity training. If you are education, if you are going to be a FIFA referee that does Champions League game, if they don't do a stringent, strict diversity training, I know. Back in the day, I always said to myself, how did I know when to send off a player? If you're a Swedish referee, how do you know to send off a player when he swears? Yeah, because you look at the list of swear words of what they say in that language, and you know when they're cussing you off directly. So you send off the player because you know the cuss words in their language. Yeah, and that's how they do it. So for me, you know, when you used to play them referees and they know the swear words and Jamaican swear words, you're like, oh, sugar, you can't say that. You know what I mean? Because they said, listen, brother, I know what you said. You know what I'm saying? So so at the end of the day, still, diversity training. I do believe Romanians got done under the bus, but I would have to say to FIFA, do you do diversity training? Do you take that serious? You know what I'm saying? And it's clear that you don't. You clearly don't, because the thing is, they know the swear words in the language, in whatever they go around the whole of Europe. They know the swear words. Listen, imagine you get the list of swear words before the game, and then you get the list of don't use these to the black players words. You know what I mean? And they go, oh my gosh, I can't use Negrilo or Negro. You know what I mean? The word that they use in certain languages. Do not use it in there. You know what I'm saying? Say if you refer to a player like that, refer to him the player with black hair or whatever you're gonna do. You know when we say the guy with the ginger brown hair, whatever way you do not just come over way, and even get from the players, how would you want to be referred to if you're white? You know, this conversation needs to happen, but nobody wants the conversation. If you're a black player, and now let's be real, when you got the white guy in your team, and Anthony, we always have the token black. You know, you've been in there, you're in a black team, and you have let's be real, you have your token white guy. You're saying. So if you're the white guy in a black team and it says, yo, mark that white guy for that team, or you're cool with that, you know what I'm saying? You get that because you're quickly describing the thing. Now we've got to understand what's an offense in this area, or how offensive is it, and how we're describing the player. Now you don't turn around and says, yo, the black boy in the other team and say, yo, mark that N-word guy or whatever there. So we know that's not how you refer to him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I always say to him, yo, mark the brother over there on their team. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I always kind of refer to him in that sort of way, because that's the way I refer to other black players. You know what I mean? That's the way it goes. Yo, mark the brother. Yo, get this geezer here. You know what I mean? You have a language. So I think there needs to be education. It needs to have conversation. And that only can be done by Dwight York, by Rio Ferdinand, by Ruud Gullit, by Rijkaard, by these players, by Seedorf. Where's Desailly? Where's all these guys? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? These guys going into FIFA, Wenger, just retire. I'm coming on board of this thing now. So yeah, I'm at an age where I can make impact. You know what I'm saying? Start trying to make a little wage there still. Yeah, we see what you're doing. But the reality show is these black men in their 40s and 50s need to stand up and do this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, and actually say, listen, this is what's acceptable. This is not acceptable. I had it. Now it needs to change. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop sending out there. Paul Ince, well, let's not get into that.
One thing I'll say, I don't want no black players who play for Chelsea and nothing. I don't want none of them. None of them. Desailly, Gullit, none of them. Because none of them came out and said nothing. Even when they knew the facts, none of them, Desailly, none of them come out and said nothing about it. None of them frauds, man. All of them frauds. I rate them as frauds anyway. From you want to play for France over your Ghanas and all them frauds anyway. Frauds, mate. Frauds. Play for your place of birth, mate. That's what you need to be doing. Stop looking the dollar and go and play for where you come from. Be proud where your mom comes from. Be proud where your dad comes from. That's one thing I write about Roger. Roger will never disrespect his St. Kitts heritage. I've got mates, bro. These people come from St. Kitts and they got the most Jamaican flags. They speak patois and everything. Why? Because they're embarrassed because they didn't come from that island. Their parents come from that island. Why are you be proud of where your people come from. If they come from St. Kitts, they come from St. Kitts. If they come from wherever, they come from wherever. Yeah, man, be proud of that. Yeah, man. Be proud of that.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? That's how I see it, bro. And that goes to Raheem as well. Don't think you've got let off. You're supposed to be playing for Jamaica, bro. Play for your country, fam.
Listen,
just being real, fam. Just being real. Because the English, if they don't want you, they don't want you. They don't want you, bro. They'll use you. You know, remember Raheem was the poster boy. Oh, he's got a gun tattoo on his leg. He's got a gun tattoo on his leg.
Listen, Everybody knows that what that was about, mate. You know what I mean? Shutter.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Shutter. Everybody knows what says, yo, you put a tattoo on your shooting leg. That's a shutter right there. Scoring goals anyway. Still about something for his dad. Let's not go with it. I don't even want to go there. Why would you use the weapon that you used to kill your dad and tattoo that on yourself? I do not know. But anyway, that's just me. You know, we public cry there anyway. But no, guys, appreciate that today, and I think it's just really insightful. And I think that I'm afraid every time we try to take a break from this race thing, guys, it's just it's just like every other week. And I said to Marcus, we leave the Rangers thing. Let's wait on FIFA. And when it just piles up, and you're like, oh, guys, we've got to release here, because if we don't release, we're gonna get turned mad. You see, pure Sanchez getting wasted because of mistakes, and people, we just need to realize that guys are getting abused. You know what I mean? On a racial level, on a week in, week out basis. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And don't stop sitting down. When I heard, even my guy, the Irish guy, I mentioned it before, plays for Stoke. I love him. Yeah, man. And his wife came out, and when he did an interview on TalkSport, he said, I've had this for all my career because I'll make the stand, because the English came to Ireland and killed off another people, and I'm not standing with them. Yeah? And I rate him for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but they can't handle him making a stand. You know what I'm saying? So
they don't like it, bro.
They abuse him to a level on a daily basis about they're going to shoot him on the pitch. You know what I'm saying? Man, his wife's there watching the game, wondering if he's going to get shot. You know what I'm saying? Like, really? Then when they go out and they're getting threatened, and his wife's like, I got my children growing up and they're under threat. Why? Because, again, it's an English thing being challenged. You just don't, like, people have to assimilate to their culture. We don't have to assimilate. You need to let go. We want to keep our culture and we want to keep with it, you know? And I always say to people, it says, listen, somebody tried to say to me the other day, says, yo, Roger, like, yeah, we had it a bit hard. I says, listen, bro, yeah, I've got my slave stamp still on me, which is more is my slave stamp. Unfortunately, when people see the tattoos, that's our tattoo. We don't know her name. That's the reality of the situation. I'm looking at Moore, White Moore, and going, are you my slave master? That's the reality. You know what I'm saying? You know? And he's like, oh yeah, I can't compare. That's what I'm saying to you. You cannot compare. You know what I'm saying? Our struggle is a real struggle that has been going on for decades. And it's time now that you guys get off your high horse and see what you've been up to. Institutional racism is real. FA doing jack. FIFA's doing jack. Rules haven't changed. The hype is there, but the rules ain't changed. And I'm sick and tired of Sky keep on playing that stupid advert every 2 seconds. It's doing my head in now. Let's kick racism. You know what I'm saying? Let's kick it though. Who's my guy in it from the what's his name? The cricket. Holding, yeah. He goes, yeah. He goes, let's kick it out. Let's kick it out.
Let's kick it all together. Back together. Sure. And again, bro, that's all you see though. That's all you're gonna see. You just see campaigns, but you don't see nothing taking to the next level. Okay, let's kick it out. So what have you done? Sky, what have you done since you've been doing this campaign? What have you brought to the forefront? What have you done? Nothing. You've done nothing.
Nothing, man.
All you're getting is some token gestures.
It just has to end, man. That's the end, man. But listen, guys, thanks again, and hopefully Liverpool will lose today. I hope. I'm gonna get stick for that one anyway. So you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It's not hate. It's just a feeling. You know what I'm saying? Man United hate. You know, we hope you trip over. But nah. As Ante says, it should be an easy win. But no, guys, thanks for your time and efforts, man. And like I said, thanks for keeping it real and just talking about football from a black perspective. And we just say how we see it, man. And a big up to Mendy. Hopefully, Mendy can get through the Domaroya. What's his name? The Damawoyu? What's his name? Damarona. That's it, man. Hopefully he can dodge that bullet, but I don't think he will be able to, because I think it looks better on a Chelsea to have a lighter coloured brother in goals anyway. Still, yeah.
Well, if Mendy had come and spoke to me first, he wouldn't have signed for Chelsea, bro. He wouldn't have signed. No black player is supposed to sign for Chelsea. I don't reckon none of you. Hudson, Adoy, all it. I'm not interested, mate. Not interested in knowing, mate. I hope you get good as black players. I hope you have brilliant careers. But Chelsea, nah.
Man, I'm still shocked with how West Ham. But listen, guys, respect for that. And listen, guys, let's celebrate our blackness through football. And this is how we do it, as we are the best ballers in the world. Full stop. A big statement. I might get some abuse for that one. You know what I'm saying. I might get some trollers. My wife's like this. Roger, you gotta be careful what you say, because
big facts.
Might get abuse. But this is how we do it, man. Yeah, enough love, man. Guys, thanks again, man. Enough love, man. Yeah, bless you, old man. Bless you.
DJ Mark, have a good week. God bless you.
You too, man.
Bless you, man. Blessings, man. Blessings, brother.
Visit us for updates and shows at affinityextra.co.uk.